Welcome to the daily review from KASM Capital, the US market, Euro versus the US dollar, the movement in Bitcoin as trends in oil and gold, given by the founder, Dr. Man.
Morning. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. It's been an interesting end to the week with the non farm payrolls report coming out yesterday, which did actually send the market soaring initially, but then the markets went into a tailspin because the numbers were just horrible. The numbers were horrible, the unemployment rate went up, and the markets, while they initially celebrated this, because it obviously means that a rate cut has now been almost, it seems like it's a foregone conclusion now. It is coming, it is happening. The question is not whether it is happening or not, the question is how much. Whether it's going to be 25 base points or 50, but a rate cut's definitely happening at the end of September. So the market celebrated that to begin with, but then the reality struck and they realized that the job openings were actually quite dismal. It was expected that the job openings would go up from 73,000 to 75,000. But instead of going up to 75, it was thought that the job openings would not be so much as compared to last month, and they would go up by only a slight amount, like I said, from 73 to 75. But instead of doing that, the job openings dropped horribly to just 23,000. It was such a huge drop. Everywhere it's clear that the labor market is not just softening, it's actually cracking. And that is really worrying for the markets for now. The markets did drop. There was a drop of about 1% in all the markets, but then they paid some of the losses, obviously, in hope of the fact that this is going to lead to a rate cut, and that is going to encourage the overall economic situation. But yes, it was a mixed day for the markets. A bit of a rally, and then a tumble, and then a bit of recovery. Um, with that, obviously, when that happens, the US dollar and gold both tend to surge. Both did show spikes in their levels, and I feel that they're not going to spike any further, simply because the markets have recovered from the initial shock and they will climb from here. So I think the US dollar and the gold will probably dip from here. Oil did not show much movement, remained pretty much at the same level of hovering around the 6,500 mark. Um, and Bitcoin, pretty much, it dropped to about 110 from 113, but then paired some of the losses and sort of managed to stay at 111. So not much happening with Bitcoin either. So yes, I think it's been a mixed week for the market, but the markets have gotten what they wanted. They wanted a number that would seal in a rate cut, and they've got that. So I think the markets are going to rally from here. So let's see what happens next week.